topic concerning religion. There are religions that people attend on Saturdays. There are religions where people attend on Sundays. It is not only worshiping, but we are talking about certain foods that some people may not be in a position to have. In religion, we realize that dressing code matters. Hello everyone, my name is Lucy Kuria. Most people call me Teacher Lucy. This is because I was once a teacher, but I decided to drop teaching to do nannying because of the passion that I have for children. Today I'm going to discuss a very sensitive topic concerning religion. When you are talking about religion, it is matters concern eternity. And everyone is living today, but tomorrow you and me will not be living. We will die. That is the fact. Where will you want to go when you die? So when we talk about religion, we are saying of a place that we are all wishing to go after leaving this world and after leaving everything which is vanity. Now you realize that when you have a nanny, you don't want to know about her religion so that you can change her, because you know religion is what one is, what one believes in, what one is taught maybe from childhood. So when we want to know about the religion of the nanny, or the nanny wants to know the religion of the employer, it is because you want to understand what they believe, so that maybe you can respect them, so that maybe what they do is not what you do. You know that when nannies come in our houses, they come in our houses, but they don't become us. They join us in our houses, but they don't become us. They come with their religion, which might be different from what we have. And there are some of the practices that they might be doing, which we don't want them, or which we will not be happy to let them bring to our own children. For example, there are religions that people attend on Saturdays. There are religions where people attend on Sundays. There are religions where people attend even on Fridays. So if this person comes to our place and they are attending, their religion entitles them to attend on a Saturday. But this Saturday is when we are busy with our work, so we cannot have time for her to attend her place of worship. It will be very difficult, because now when we don't allow them to do what they believe in, it is like we will be separating them from what they have already believed. Again, we realize that the day that they do their worshiping, and worshiping, you know, it is showing gratitude to our Maker. So when we allow them to have the day that they normally use, we are respecting them. Again, we have said that when they come to our houses, they come with certain beliefs. Are we ready to accept them teaching our children? Because now, most of the times, they'll be with our children. For example, there are people who, when they are praying, for example, they use a certain sign. And maybe your children have never seen people doing such things. Sometimes even us, we have never seen people doing certain signs when they are praying. And we end up being surprised and wondering what these people are doing. Children are like a sponge. When you put a sponge in water, it will tend to get the water inside it. And this is how children do with us. When whatever they see us doing, they want to imitate. So when children see nannies doing certain kinds of things when they are praying, they also want to do it. And maybe we don't believe in that. Again, when you talk about religion, we believe that there are certain ways that people worship. Some people worship when they are shouting. Are you ready for a nanny to come in your house and because they are praying, for example, they are shouting? And it is not that they are shouting. This is how they do it, because we believe there are people who pray shouting, and maybe in your house you pray softly, or even somebody doesn't notice that you are praying. So it is important to realize, how do they do it? Are they the ones who are doing it shouting, or are they the ones who are doing it slowly. Again, even the nanny can come, they are used to worshiping their maker in a very soft way. And then when they come to your house and it is time for you to worship, they are hearing you shouting and they might be wondering what is happening. So it is important to be on the same line on matters concerning religion. Again, when we are talking about religion, are you ready for your children to be given stories concerning the Nannies religion? Or it is a no-go zone? We realize that, for example, I'll talk about Christianity because I'm a Christian. In Christianity, we have stories of the Bible. And maybe you are not a Christian. For example, you are a Muslim. And now, because I'm with your nanny, when I'm telling them stories, I'll be referring to the Christian stories that I know. So it is good to understand that if you are not in a position that I teach your children about Christianity, of which I believe, let me know. Or maybe when I come to your house as a nanny and you are of a different religion, and now you want me to leave my religion and come unto yours, now because I'm joining you, maybe because, for example, if somebody is a Muslim and where they are living, there is no church. For example, one day I went to Kuwait and I realized that everyone was a Muslim. And me being a Christian, it was very hard for me living there because it meant that I either go and do what Muslims are doing, or I would not be in a position to attend a church because there are no churches in Kuwait because everybody is a Muslim. So in such scenarios, religion is very important. I believe that it is something that we need to discuss even before we hire nannies. Again, about the same, you realize that there are some materials maybe one would need to perfect their religion. For example, a Bible for a Christian like me. When they come to your place, are you ready to provide them with the Bible? We find that there are some people when they are praying, there's something that they put on the floor. Are you ready to provide it for them when they come? Again, are you in a position to provide these people with a certain room? Because there are some people who believe that they must worship their maker in a certain room. Are you ready to give them such facilities for them to be able to worship their maker in the way that they feel they honor their maker? So when this is a broad topic we are talking about. Again, about also on religion, when you are hiring somebody, it is important to realize that maybe there are some sacrifices that people do according to their religion. Are you ready to see them doing these sacrifices in your houses, or you are like, you cannot do such things? So it is good to know maybe there are sacrifices that they do, maybe there are images that they would do for them to pray. As we said, in Christianity, there are some people who have maybe like the cross. When they are praying, they need the cross. So are you ready to see people using such things in your house, and you are not of that opinion? So this is an important topic when considering hiring nannies. And also for nannies, it is good for them to know what religion these people are having, so that they can know, maybe I cannot cope with it, or it's okay, I'll cope with it. Again, we realize that when we are hiring these nannies, there are times we would ask them for letters from maybe their church. For example, you tell them, before I hire you, I want to have a letter from your pastor, for example. But we realize that when they come to our houses, especially live-in nannies, we don't have time for them to go to these places of worship. Why? Because we are assuming that we have hired them and they are holily for us, they are living with us. So when we ask them before they come to our places for referral letters from their pastors, it contradicts itself when, again, we don't give them permission to go to the same place of worship that we were requiring these things. Again, you should realize that these nannies are readers in church. These nannies, maybe they are the treasurer of the church, maybe they are the cheerleaders of the church. So when they come to our places, And now we want them not to be going back to be doing the same work they were doing. We are doing injustice to them. We are denying them to do the work that they were doing before they joined us. I mean, we need to give them space. Maybe they were reading in church, in the choir. Now because they have joined our houses, we are no longer giving them permission to do it again. Maybe they are the ones, as I've said, who are treasurers, and they're having money for people in the church. Now nobody is seeing them in church, and people will start saying maybe they have ran with their money or such kind of things. So it is important to realize that religion for anybody is important. Let us give them space. Let us give them enough time, because, for example, for live-in nannies, sometimes we find that maybe we are giving them an off on Sunday, and this is the time that they go to their places of worship, and the time that we are giving them is not sufficient. For example, they are being told you will leave at 10 in the house, and maybe at 1 you are back, and we find that maybe where they are going to do the maybe where their places of worship is a bit far. So you find that they don't have enough time to exercise what they were doing before they come to our houses. I mean, you don't want to be the one who will be letting people down in their matters of worshiping their maker. I mean, you should empower them and give them time, give them space, give them everything that they need so that they can deal with the eternity matter in a very serious way. Also, when we are talking about religion, it is not only worshiping, but we are talking about certain foods that some people may not be in a position to have. For example, the Muslims don't eat the pork, meat, and maybe the nanny, when she comes in the house, she's fond of having them, and she's seeing that she's being denied of these things. For example, the Hindus, they are not used to having meat. And now when the nanny is in the house, she's wondering why are these people not having this kind of meat. So religion also comes in a package of itself with food. So let the nanny realize that we as so and so, our religion does not entail us eating such and kind of foods. We as a family, we are not in a position to be providing you with this, whether it is bringing it from your house. We don't want to have those foods that are against our religion in our houses. Again, we can talk about food when maybe the nanny comes home with the food from her house. We should let her know what kind of food that we don't eat, because sometimes when they come with food in our homes, they are in a position to give to our children, and maybe whatever they are feeding our children is against our religion. So it is important for them for the nanny or the employer to give specific kinds of food that they don't consume because of their religion. Also, in religion, we realize that dressing code matters. There are some people who, for example, use a turban, and maybe when they come to your house, you are like, we don't want you to use this thing. Again, there are some people like the Muslims, they have the hijab, and sometimes when you go to their houses as nannies, maybe they want you to use the hijab because they believe a woman should be using the hijab, and maybe your religion does not allow you this. It is good that they give you space. If it is a turban that you are having, you should have it. If it is a hijab that you are having or you are not having, let it be known before you start having conflicts. Thank you so much for all of you that have been subscribing to our channel. We are grateful that you have been giving us lots of feedback, which are of great help. We have very many great and interesting videos that we have lined up for you. Make sure you don't miss out. So keep watching,